Hi, my name is Daniel García. I'm a teacher, a writer, and a former one percenter. I served 12 years as a U.S. Navy Hospital Corpsman, and I was also once part of the 1% of Americans who volunteer at any given time to serve our country in the United States military. I want to wish my fellow veterans a very happy and healthy Veterans Day 2020. I know it's been a doozy of a year. Veterans Day was formerly called Armistice Day, and it goes by other names around the world. This is a day that Americans take to honor those who have worn the uniform of our great nation and sworn an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and who have served and fought to help build a more perfect union. Memorial Day in May is a day to honor men and women who have perished while serving in the U.S. military. Armed Forces Day, also in May, is a day to honor the one percenters who are currently serving in the military. But Veterans Day, November 11th, is a day to honor those living and dead who have served in the U.S. military. So today we salute you, the soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, as well as our Coast Guard friends and something called the Space Force. This is one of the patches that I earned the right to wear. I made a deal with God that I would not take a life except to defend myself or my patients. This patch has a medical caduceus of the U.S. Navy Hospital Corps. It also has an eagle facing right, the same direction that the bald eagle on our national seal faces, in the direction of the single olive branch that the eagle clutches on its right claw. In our nation's seal, the eagle clutches 13 arrows on its left claw, but the eagle faces right, in the direction of the olive branch, a universal symbol of peace to represent that the goal of the nation is to look toward peace first, with a reminder that we are willing to go to war to fight for the freedoms of our citizens and to defend our allies. Our founding fathers ensured that in this country, civilians would make the decision to go to war, not the military. Our leaders have not always made the right decisions. Wars have been fought in the name of our country that have not always been something that we agree with, or have not always agreed with the freedoms that we purport to defend. This Veterans Day, there's lists all over the place of many things we get as veterans. As veterans, we normally get goodie baskets from students at schools who invite veterans to participate in community events at libraries and other civic events as well. Due to COVID this year, things are different, of course, but veterans can still get free tacos, free donuts, free hot dogs, but that's not all we get. We also get salutes from older veterans who served before us, and we get salutes from younger veterans who served after us. We sometimes get to march or ride in parades, but that's not all we get. We even get free haircuts these days sometimes, and we even get year-round parking spots at some businesses around town. But that's not all we get. We get likes on our social media posts for, posting our veterans uniform and lots of thank you for your service comments from friends and family and even strangers. But that's not all we get. We get people that assume that veterans get a free college education because of the GI Bill. The truth is that there's many GI Bills and laws. And even though there have been many improvements and incentives, not all GI Bills were created equal. But that's not all we get. We get post-traumatic stress disorder, and we get our fellow Americans calling us weak for having PTSD, calling us failures for being shot at, for suffering diseases that our government and Congress will deny for decades, like Agent Orange and Gulf War syndrome. But that's not all we get. We get called sheep for following orders, even though the Uniform Code of Military Justice, Article 92, gives military service members a right to disobey a direct order if we deem it unlawful or unethical. But that's not all we get. If you're a veteran who grows a beard, drives a truck, wears a hat and glasses, and dares to fly the American flag for which we're still willing to lay down our lives, you get automatically labeled as a blind follower and supporter of a man who wears a red hat, as if all veterans have no brain, no intellect, no ability to question our own morals or standards. The truth is that there are veterans who support Republicans. Like most Americans, veterans realize that humans, it's okay for us to disagree. It's our First Amendment right to dress as we like, to speak as we like. But there's also veterans who are very staunch Democrats, so blue that they piss indigo. There are veterans who are libertarian, veterans who belong to the Green Party, and even veterans who are joining the newly created People's Party. There's also veterans who are conservative and normally vote Republican, but they refuse to vote for a president who mocks the disabled, who disrespects women, who scoffs at biblical principles, who champions racism, and makes fun of veterans who are disabled or captured in war. And those veterans get laughed at, bullied by punks who've never worn the uniform, who are willing to burn our flag and yet question our patriotism. Most veterans are anti-war. Most often than not, we turn the other cheek because we've truly survived challenges that we know how to choose our battles. A veteran knows that our troops don't necessarily salute the man or the woman before us. We salute the rank out of respect for our great nation, even if if we get scoffed for it. But that's not all we get. Some of us get to be homeless because of unrelated PTSD and undiagnosed mental illness, or for other financial reasons. We get to be poked and prodded by one of the worst medical systems in the civilized world. We get deported by both Democrats and Republicans back to the Philippines, back to Mexico, and other places. But that's not all we get. We have friends and family asking, what's the worst thing that we have ever seen in the military? You don't want to know the answer to that question. Ask a veteran instead of the beauty of a peaceful sunrise on a mountain range far from home that they're lucky to have returned to, about the beauty of a gray ocean on an icy and windy day at sea, the beauty of flying above the clouds, your thoughts alone and untouchable, the beauty of a lifelong friendship formed between blacks, whites, browns, natives, foreigners with whom we've served. So on this Veterans Day, I want to remind you, please do not thank us for our service on Memorial Day while we're still above ground. Memorial Day is a day to remember the widows, the moms and dads who lost a loved one in uniform. Remember the Gold Star moms and families. On this day, on Veterans Day, that's the day to thank veterans, not on Memorial Day. On this Veterans Day, I want to thank personally all the veterans of all ranks and services thank you, male and female veterans from World War II. There's a few left still, very few left with us. Thank you to our Korean War vets who served in what our country calls the Forgotten War. You are not forgotten. Thank you, Vietnam vets. Thank you, like your predecessors as well before you. Many of you were drafted and forced to enlist. Some of you were not even citizens of this country when this country drafted you. Most of you were Black and Latino. Most of you fought an unpopular war that nobody asked your opinion about, a war during which the voting age was 21 and you were still 18. Thank you, veterans of Panama who freed that country from a dictator. Thank you to my fellow Persian Gulf War era veterans and War on Terror veterans as well. Veterans that fought in Bosnia. To the veterans of Mogadishu, Somalia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iraq, Middle East, veterans of humanitarian missions that went around the world to help people, as well as here in this country during natural disasters, hurricanes, earthquakes, during COVID. To my fellow veterans and their families, again, the families that served with them, may God bless you and may God keep you. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, the rain fall soft upon your fields until we meet again. May God hold you in the palm of his hand. To my Army and Navy buddies, a happy belated birthday back in October. To my Marines, happy birthday, Devil Dogs, Semper Fi. To the Air Force and Corps Guardsmen, float easy, comrades, or something. To the Space Force, live long and prosper, or whatever. And as we say in the Navy, fair winds and following seas. So once again, to my fellow Americans, we don't expect for you to get what it means to be a veteran. The donuts are nice. The tacos are nice. Parking spaces are nice. Discounts are nice. But if you want to thank a veteran, exercise the right and freedom that we served and fought to defend for all of us. If you want to thank a veteran, show us your I voted sticker. Keep fighting to win the battle at the ballot box. If you want to thank a veteran, always do your duty as an American citizen and vote. God bless you. Happy Veterans Day to all the 1%ers out there.